So you're thinking about moving to Duvall, Washington. Well, stick around. This is going to be the most in-depth and longest video that we have on Duvall. We're going to look at the map feature in my computer. We're going to take a look at kind of where Duvall is and what the surrounding areas look like. Then we're going to zoom in on Duvall, talk about kind of what's going on in Duvall, and then lastly, look at kind of some of our favorite neighborhoods and what you're actually going to get with the real estate market. We're actually going to hop in the MLS so you guys can take a look at some of the houses and some of the pictures. So if you're looking to learn more and see those houses, stick around. We're going to get after it right now. Hey, if this is your first time to the channel and you want to know all there is to know about living in King County, Washington, or places like Duvall, like we're talking about today, hit the subscribe button, tap the bell for notifications. That way you can be the first to be notified of a new video of Duvall or one of our other favorite cities here in King County. I'm Brad Decatur with the Decatur Home Team, and we get calls, texts, and emails from people just like you every day who are looking to make their move to King County. So whether you're 1 day or 1 year away, we would love to help you make a smooth move to King County. Contact information is below, so feel free to reach out with a call, text, or an email, or we can hop on a Zoom call to discuss your move. So today, again, we're doing the map video, so I'm going to turn this camera off. We're going to hop to the computer. We'll see you there. All right, everybody, here we are in the computer on Zoom so we can record it. I'm going to do a screen share here, and we'll hop into the map feature. Okay, so here we are. So this is Duvall. So I'll zoom out in a second. We'll start the video by showing you kind of where Duvall is located in relation to kind of everything else. And then we'll zoom in on Duvall and look at kind of the attractions, things to do, and then the actual real estate. So we'll look at actual neighborhoods, look at the MLS for houses and things like that. So first off, I want to point out Duvall is very, very small. I guess you can't tell from being zoomed in. So let's zoom out and let me move my face because I'm going to need my... So you can see kind of how small Duvall is like that. If I keep this same zoom length, I'll be able to show you how much smaller it is. So like Seattle, for example, goes all the way to Shoreline. Burien, I can't even go down to the farthest part of Seattle, but that's how big Seattle is. So Duvall, over here is very, very small. You can see it's tiny. Even Bellevue, for example, Bellevue goes up, kind of meets up to Kirkland, maybe around here. Bellevue is Factoria even. So that's how big Bellevue is. Redmond and Kirkland are similar size as well. Redmond's actually huge. Redmond goes all the way, all the way to here. Novelty Road, Ames Lake is Redmond as well. So just in general, you can see here that the size of Duvall is very small. It is definitely just a small town. It's kind of out, a little bit farther out, and very tiny. So that's kind of the size of it. So let's talk about kind of driving distances and where it's located in general. Let's get these out of here. Come on. So let's zoom out one more time so we can see a little bit farther out. All right, here we'll be able to see everything I want to talk about. Okay, so first off, Redmond is pretty close to Duvall. So I mentioned this because of a lot of people that work at Microsoft that has the Redmond campus. They are moving to Duvall because the pricing in Redmond is so much more expensive than Duvall. So you're getting a much better bang for your buck in Duvall, but it's really only like about 20 minutes to downtown Redmond. So getting from Duvall to Redmond, about 25 minutes. This is where your Microsoft campus is going to be. If you're going to be going to Bellevue, it's just a little bit farther. I mean, the Bellevue campus, the Microsoft campus almost runs into Bellevue. So another couple minutes, really. If you're going to downtown, like let's say Bellevue Square, that's right about here. And really not that far. I would say less than probably 30 minutes. We'll call it about a half hour from Duvall to downtown Bellevue. Like if you're going to go to Bell Square, the mall for shopping or entertainment, that kind of stuff, about a half hour, depending on traffic, of course. And then Seattle, we have here, obviously, right in the middle. So if you're going to like the U District, which is like University of Washington, that's on the 520 side. T-Mobile Field, Seahawks and Mariners, all that stuff is right here off the I-90 exit. And that, I just put it in my phone actually to double check. So right now at 10:03 a.m. from Duvall to T-Mobile Field right here, it's 40 minutes. So really not too bad. It looks pretty far. It's not that bad. And actually my map even told me it might be faster to go this way at this time of day. So
The way that you get there will depend on the traffic and kind of what time of day it is. So obviously use your phone, but about 40 minutes, maybe an hour with traffic. Once you get into downtown Seattle, it's hard to say what it's gonna be like. If there's a game going on, it could be pretty bad. So I would obviously leave early, but generally speaking, about that distance, about 40 minutes to downtown Seattle. Um, Only other things I really want to cover are kind of what's surrounding it as far as cities, and then the airport, and then the mountains. So if you're in Duvall, you're probably not gonna. There's not a lot to do up north unless you're going to like Everett, which is out of my screen here. So you're probably going to be going to like the Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland, and Seattle areas, which Duvall's very close to that. It's really not that far. The only other thing would be the airport. So SeaTac is where the airport is. That is going to be probably closer to an hour. So it is pretty far from the airport. And again, you'll probably head down here and get to 405 and then head all the way down. 405 actually runs into the airport here. So that's about how far it is to the airport. The only other thing, as far as like attractions, is going to be the nearest mountain. So that's going to be Snoqualmie Pass. There is Stevens Pass up north too. So actually, where Duvall is, it might be pretty similar distance. I would also plan for about an hour here. You're gonna be on the freeway most of the time here on I-90, so it won't be too bad. But this is how you'd probably I'd probably go 202 all the way, even this way, and then hit I-90 to Snoqualmie Pass. So plan for maybe a little bit more than an hour from Duvall to Snoqualmie Pass. Surrounding cities, Kirkland, Bothel's right up here. Bothel's pretty big. Bothell goes all the way to Mill Creek. Kirkland, Redmond goes all the way to Novelty Hill and around Ames Lake right there. So yeah, Redmond, Kirkland, Sammamish, Issaquah, Bellevue, Seattle, those areas are all, pretty close. And those are more bigger cities. Like I said, Duvall is really tiny. So if you are going to, meet friends or go to any sort of entertainment type deal, it's probably not going to be in Duvall. Duvall doesn't have a whole lot to do with, big buildings or movie theaters, that kind of stuff. It's pretty much just got what it needs. So if you're going somewhere else, you're likely going to be going in this general area, I would say, Bellevue, Kirkland, Seattle. And it's not too far unless you're going to the airport or Snoqualmie Pass. So hopefully that kind of covers it for what's surrounding it. So let's go ahead and hop in to Duvall a little bit more zoomed in. Okay. So now that we're zoomed in, what we're going to do here is look at a few things, schools, some of the things to do, what's going on around there. And then we're just going to hop into real estate and show you guys the MLS, different neighborhoods, price points, things like that. So we'll try and keep it going quickly. So schools would be a good one to start with. So there obviously is elementaries and middle schools around here too, but this is going to be Riverview School District, and this is Cedar Crest High School. So this is the main high school you'll go to if you're living in this area. Let me move myself. We can probably see some pictures here. We'll also show you some footage that we took of it here below. But here's the school, a few pictures. It's a good school. One thing I would mention as far as school district goes and Duvall in general, is that this school district it's definitely a good school district, but it's not going to be your absolute top school district. So one thing I actually love about Duvall, it reminds me of Maple Valley, which is where I live, in that it's a really good school district. I believe we'll have to show it right here it's on niche.com, but I think it's ranked 10. So it's definitely a good school, top 10. It might be 9 or 11, but when you're comparing it against like Bellevue, Lake Washington, Mercer Island, those kind of schools, or Issaquah School District, those are always in the top 5 every single year. So those are your top tier school districts. So this one is a little bit behind that, but it's also not like what I would say middle of the road. 10, I would say it's definitely on the upper side of that. It's a good school district. So again, to bring it back to the Maple Valley, why I think that this and Maple Valley are good values, because you're not giving up a ton on school district, because they are very good school district. It's not like the Kent, Federal Way, Auburn area, which is much, much worse in King County. But you're getting a good school district, but you're paying so much less for your house. So to get into the number 1 school district, Bellevue, for example, if you're buying the same house in Bellevue and buying in Duvall, the prices are going to be significantly different, double or more sometimes, depending on the type of house. So it is a good school district. We'll put some of the stats up here so you can see it. But I do think it's a reasonable school district. But if you're someone who is coming here and the most important thing is getting the absolute best school district and budget is not an issue, then maybe this isn't the good spot for you. But if you're looking for good schools, good people, and better affordability as far as the pricing of the houses, then this is going to be a really good spot for you. Because in my opinion, personally, I think you're not giving up a lot with the school district compared to Bellevue. It's still very good, but you're giving up a lot on pricing when you go to Bellevue. So that's schools. We won't hit every school. So now let's do a few of the attractions, things to do, shopping, and then we'll get to real estate. So let's head into downtown first. So if we zoom in here, downtown is on Main Street. So if I zoom in one more time, you'll probably see the street name. There we go, Main Street. Okay. So Main Street is your main drag, and that's going to be like what I consider Old Town Duvall. So that's going to have all your older buildings, commercial stuff, so restaurants and shops and things like that. It's a super cool old town feel. So if that kind of sounds cool to you, then you would love Duvall because it is an old town. So that's a super cool drag. You're going to have your Duvall Tavern here. They have a library down here. I don't see it on the map, but it's definitely here. Let's see what else they got here. So yeah, like I said, shopping, some entertainment. There's the Duvall Library and restaurants. So it's a good spot. So that's kind of your main drag. We'll show you some footage of us driving down that drag, but it's really historic and is a really cool spot. So now things to do. Let's hit the McCormick Park. So we filmed here as well. Super cool park. It's like many, many acres. It's on the Snoqualmie River right here. So we'll show you some footage of what we got. There's a big, huge grass field. They've done like concerts in there as well. We'll see if they have any cool pictures here on the left-hand side here. If you look, obviously it's on the river. Here we go. Doesn't look as big from here, but it's really big in person. Maybe that's the different spot. Oh yeah, and they have the train. Where is it at? Here we go. The historic train tracks area. That's the historic building there. So McCormick Park is a cool spot to go bring your dog, just to like do a big walk. Obviously it's on the river, so it's a cool spot there. Let's do shopping next. So Duvall, like I said, it's so small, right? So there's really only one area that you're going to shop in, and it's going to be the Safeway down here in the main shopping center. So this is like your pretty standard, commercial shopping center area. It's got a big parking lot. We'll show you some footage of us filming there. And it's got all your normal stuff. So like, some easy restaurants, like your Subway type stuff. They have Quiznos here, your banks, gas station, and then your Safeway. So obviously that's going to be where you're going to get your grocery shopping done is Safeway. But they have a few other places like, laundromats and stuff like that. So we'll show you footage there, but because Duvall's so small, they don't have multiple big commercial centers like this. So this is going to be the spot where, you're going to get your shopping done. Here we go. Yeah. See, it is really big. That picture might've been this area right here, but this place is really big. So McCormick Park's awesome. So next up, let's take a look at the sports fields. So that's going to be over here, field here, Big Rock Sports Field. So this is super cool. We'll show you the footage that we took here as well. There's 3 fields. On the left, there's going to be the dirt, more like Little League field. Then in the middle, there's going to be a really nice turf baseball field, which can also be used for soccer in the outfield. And then on the farther right is going to be the actual soccer fields, full-size soccer fields. Really, really nice facility. They got a little playground park and also a skate park. So we'll show you some footage of that right now. But here's a zoomed up view so you can see it. So this is the dirt one. This is the turf baseball field. This is the diamond here, but it has soccer fields drawn on it as well. And then your soccer fields here. Let's see if they got any good pictures of it here. Here's the skate park right here. The playground, turf field. And let's see if I can get a dirt field. Here we go. Here's the dirt field. Cool. So if your kids are playing, sports and you're living in Duvall, this is going to be where the Little League's at and where you're going to do most of your events at there at the Big Rock Sports Field. So let's zoom out. So there's a few other parks to look at. Jude Park's another one. It's just a playground. So, like I said, Duvall is really small. There's not a ton going on. So I won't spend too much time showing you every little park. But the main thing is the schools, the baseball fields, and the main park there, and then the main drag, Main Street, and then your shopping center. So that's kind of the main stuff. Like I said, it's not like it's a Bellevue where I can show you, the malls and all the different, luxury stores and restaurants and stuff. That's not Duvall. Duvall is essentially used to be kind of like a farm town. And so there's not a whole lot going on as far as infrastructure. But what I love about Duvall is that it is growing. So they have new construction going in there quite a bit. So actually, I'll show you that before. We'll do that now and we'll move into the real estate. So one of the reasons that I love Duvall the most is because of Big Rock, the ridge at Big Rock. So this is the Toll Brothers community. See, they got some pictures here. We'll also show you some footage of us driving around it, but they have lots of the condo townhomes and then also single family. So it's a 3-phase master plan development. So it's a big development and these are getting pretty good prices. So it's really changing the landscape of Duvall because these are kind of setting the new prices as the new construction. Really nice. I love working with Toll Brothers. I've gotten 2 clients in this community in the last 2 years. And so they're pretty far along now. So the whole bottom section, I would say, is done for the most part. So now they're moving up the hill and clearing, and they're building the bigger single family houses now as well. Whereas they started with all the townhomes. So the first phase of the build was all these townhomes, which I think there's a good picture, like these ones. Okay. So those are awesome. So I love Big Rock with Toll Brothers. I think it's in general just changing the landscape because when the market was crazy, these things were selling for quite a bit of money. Close to $1 million in some cases. And so it is changing, the landscape of the area, and the new construction and getting these prices up like that is going to be good for the area for the real estate value. So I think Duvall is a pretty good value add area. There's a lot of, they're building there for a reason. There's demand. If people can't afford Bellevue, Kirkland, and Redmond, this is a really good location for people to go where they can still get this new construction, nice looking house that might cost $3 million in downtown Bellevue. No joke. So it's a good spot to get a good value add bang for your buck. And I think it's going to be doing nothing but growing because there's also a little bit more land to develop, at least a little bit outside of Duvall as well. And so I think as Redmond is getting more expensive and Kirkland, which is the closer ones than Bellevue, people are moving over to Duvall. So I know it's a really good fit for a lot of starting for either families starting out in real estate as a first home or for move-up buyers that are looking to get their next house. They live in like a smaller Rambler right now and they want to get like a 2,400 square foot house, but they can't afford that in Bellevue. This is a really good alternative and spot for them. Let's get out of the map feature and let's start looking at some real estate. So it is December. You can probably see on my screen, December 21st right now. So this is not going to be where there's going to be the most inventory in the world. So we might not see a ton. I didn't practice this at all. So we're just hopping in here live time. Let's start with the actives. King County and Duvall. Let's see what we got. There's 27 active listings right now. So I want to show you kind of the 3 different price points. So like starter home, middle home, and luxury home. One part I like about Duvall as well is that it does have a really big variety of housing because it has like your starter Rambler, kind of starter neighborhoods, 500,000-600,000. And then it has your new construction, but still starter home. So a condo or townhome in like the Toll Brothers community, for example, similar price range, but you're getting new construction, but you're also attached to someone else. And then like they have a lot of like what I would call middle of the road average price point here in Duvall. It's called 800,000 for a family home, 4 bedrooms, 2,300 square feet, give or take. That's like your median area. But then they also have not the luxury. They have the more like estate properties that have acreage, like 20 acres, 5 acres, 10 acres. And those are obviously a little bit more expensive, but you're getting like real farmland, which is super cool. So let's dive in and show you a few so you can get an idea. Let's start with the Rambler. So here by downtown, this is going to be the area where you're going to get those kind of starter homes for the most part. Here's a 700. Let's see that one. So 1,600 square feet. So yeah, because there's not a lot of inventory, like I said, I think you really can get like your starter home, like a 3-bed, 1-bath, 1,200 square feet for closer to the 600 range and potentially a little bit below that. So I'm not going to spend tons of time going through every picture, but this is updated and everything looks nice. I just want to get you guys a really rough idea. Plus, this video will last forever. So if you guys are looking at this 3 years from now, don't pay attention to the prices. This is more just to get an idea of what you're going to get in different pockets of Duvall. So this is kind of your downtown area or close to downtown. Mostly starter neighborhoods, a lot of Ramblers. This is 2-story technically, but so there's kind of one example. $1 million here. So 3,700 square feet. So even this is great. I mean, if you're someone who's coming in that's also looking at Bellevue and Redmond and Kirkland, getting 37, almost 4,000 square feet for $1 million, unheard of in those areas. Let's take a quick peek at this one. That was a nice little drone picture. Very cool. So the neighborhood kind of changes as it gets up the hill here. We get some bigger houses. Needs an updated kitchen, but really nice house. Tall ceilings in there. Cool. Okay. So let's move over to like the Toll Brothers new construction area. I might have to look at pendings to see all the ones. Let's look at the pendings because there's going to be a lot of pendings because new construction, these guys, they've been selling them pre-sale. So they're usually in pending status for like 6 months. Let's see what else we got here. So here's one down at the bottom. This is probably a townhome then. So 2,400 square foot, $900,000 townhome, but it is new construction. So it's cool because it is a townhome. So you can see it's like a duplex. It's attached to a different unit, but it still feels single family. It's not like a condo where you walk into a hallway like a hotel and you have to go to your door. You still have your garage and kind of your own personal space. And they're obviously I love these houses, these Toll Brothers. They're good finishes. This is for a townhome. 2,400 square feet, really nice. So that's 900,000, pending at 900,000. And that just happened here in December. So that's a pretty accurate representation of what's going on right now. Okay. Here's some other new construction. This is not Toll Brothers. I drove past this one as well this last week. So we got 700, 800, 900. So probably just depends on the size. Let's take a look at the middle one. So about 2,000 square feet. We only got one picture. These are pre-sale as well. But I did see when I drove past, they did have the model home. So that's kind of your new construction area here for the Toll Brothers community. So let's take a look at a few other neighborhoods here. So like I said, there's a lot of, I would say medium price point neighborhoods that were maybe 10 to 20 years old, the 2,000 square foot type price or square footage. So let's take a look. Here's an active one for about 900,000. So 2,800 square feet. It's a pretty big house. Looks pretty good. So yeah, this is pretty common for what I would see in this area for these kind of, neighborhoods that were built a little bit longer ago. This is a 2011 built, but still really nice house and pretty big house. So 2,800 square feet. Again, if you were looking in Bellevue, this would be more than a few million even. So this one's at 900,000. And then lastly, let's check out some acreage. So like I said, Duvall is super cool because you have kind of the starter houses in the downtown. You got a lot of the new construction, which is still reasonably priced compared to some of the other markets like Bellevue, Redmond, Kirkland. And then we also have the, more farmland and acreage properties if we kind of go out in the outskirts. So here we have 1.2. This is 2,800 square feet, not on acreage, but nice house. Let's see if we can change the criteria to see 1+ acre. Here we go. Okay. So here's one. This is 20 acres in the very outside or very end of Duvall, 2.5 million, 20 acres, 7,750 square feet. So a true estate farmhouse, massive. And it's updated and only for 2.5. That's a pretty normal house in Bellevue. Beautiful. So you can see there's really a good variety of different types of houses and price points here in Duvall. But like I said in the beginning of the video, one of my favorite things is that it's got, much better prices, but you're not giving up a ton on the school district with that being about the 10th ranked school. But prices are significantly different than Bellevue, Redmond, and Kirkland. So it's kind of a trade-off, but they have a lot of variety. It's an old school farm town, super cool feel. So we think it's a good spot. And like I said, it's also a good investment opportunity, I think, for future growth because Toll Brothers came in there and they have that master plan community. They've really changed the pricing landscape in Duvall specifically because of that one, because those were kind of setting the prices. And there's a lot of people coming from Microsoft that are getting pushed out of the market for Redmond and Kirkland area but they're still able to get to the Microsoft campus in Redmond in 20, 22, 23, 4, 5 minutes from downtown Duvall. So the landscape has been changing a lot in the last like 5 years, and I think it's going to continue to do that. And there's still more land out in the outskirts, so there could be more construction. So Duvall's seen a significant price change compared to others in the area in the last 10 years because it's getting more developed.
Hey, thanks for watching the map video and the best neighborhoods here in Duvall. Super cool location, small farm town area, lots of variety in real estate, and again, not too far out that you can't go to work in Redmond, Kirkland, and Bellevue areas. We also think Duvall has a great potential for future growth, so I think it's a really good investment as well. If this is your first time coming to the channel and you're looking to learn more about Duvall in general, we have a couple other videos that are going to help out with that. It's going to be the pros and cons video and also the vlog tour video. So check those out if you're looking to learn more about just Duvall. And also, if this is your first time and this is the first city that you've landed on, don't be afraid to check out other areas so you can find out what's the best fit for you. That's exactly what this channel is meant for. So if you click on the playlists in our page, you'll be able to find them categorized between cities. So you can check out some of the surrounding cities. If Duvall is not the perfect spot for you, you can check out the Redmond, Kirkland, Sammamish, Issaquah, all the other areas that we serve to learn more about what's the best fit for you. And again, that's why we're here. We're born and raised in the area. We know the area very well. So if you want some help moving to King County, the link is down below to set up a meeting with us so we can talk to you more about what your specific needs are, the real estate market, and how we better serve our clients and helping you find out what's the best fit for you. Thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.